Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Here, 45 minutes left in today's show. We'll go to the phone lines. Welcome in our good friend Jeff Hines here every Thursday. Jeff, good to hear from you, buddy.
Hey, guys. How's everybody today?
And rocking and rolling. Just real quick, got to get your thoughts on Terry Beasley passing at age 73.
Yeah, you know, he was one of my heroes because he was the guy when I was growing up. You know, it was him and Pat Sullivan. And, you know, Sullivan to Beasley. I mean, as an Auburn fan, that's what you heard back then. And, you know, I'm glad the two are reunited, and you don't ever like to see anybody lose their earthly time, but, you know, he had struggled for quite some years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. And I think you said it best. It's good now to know that both of them are probably throwing and catching passes again. Long overdue.
No doubt.
Long overdue. Well, Jeff, let's dive into last night's game. Auburn picking up a win, getting off the snide after a two-game losing streak, 81-54 over a horrendous Vanderbilt team. Let's just be honest. This team's terrible. They're 0-7 in the league. They're 5-15. Auburn did not get off to a good start in the first half, but turned it up a notch and finished the game strong. Going to need that momentum going into the next 6 basketball games, Jeff. This is a brutal stretch of schedule coming up.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, I was looking at the next 3, and it's just you go to Ole Miss, you get Alabama at home, then you go to Florida. I mean, golly, that's just brutal.
Then you get South Carolina, Kentucky, and Georgia.
But
yeah,
this next three-game stretch is as a lot of people say, the price of poker is going up, and these lackluster segments that they have are going to have to become few and far between at this point, because you're not going to be playing a Vanderbilt, and you know that may be the difference in somebody making a 15-3 run, or 12-0 run, or whatever the case may be. And if you can't answer it, then you're in trouble.
Well, one thing I wanted to mention to both of y'all, you got giant killers on this next 6-game stretch. You got South Carolina, who doesn't care where they go play anybody. They've shown they can go win. They come to Neville Arena on the 14th. You got Kentucky coming into your house. I know they just lost to Florida. Florida's a giant killer. You got them too. You got this group of teams outside of – the only one that's missing out of this group in the top of the conference is Tennessee. If you had Tennessee grouped in here, you'd have them all. So you're right. Here's what I said too, Jeff, an opportunity for this Auburn team. We don't have any quad one wins. Well, every one of these games are quad one opportunities. You got a chance to really enhance your resume.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Brett. And I say this, and I've said it for a long time. You know, basketball is a marathon; it's not a sprint. And a lot of times, us as fans, we get wrapped up in a not playing well, or not beating somebody as bad as we thought, or losing a couple games in a row, or playing on the road. We got to sit back and understand there are going to be 8 teams, which I think is guaranteed to play in this tournament, and it could possibly increase to 2 more. But guys, this conference is brutal. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, Jeff, Bruce made a good point in his post-game presser last night. He said, we were picked to finish 6th in this league. So for us to be sitting there tied for 2nd right now, I'm pleased with where we are. So I just, but we talk about hold and serve at home, and our next 3 home games are Alabama, South Carolina, Kentucky. Holy crap!
Got to win them though.
It's
exactly.
That's amazing.
It's just this league. You're exactly right. This league is absolutely insane, and but like I said last night, I told Brett before we came on the air with you. anybody else last night in Neville Arena during that first half, we'd be down 10 or 15 at the break if it wasn't Vanderbilt. So those lulls that you're talking about, we got to shore that up. And Saturday, you best believe they'll be hanging from the rafters in Oxford.
No
so
question.
tough grind ahead.
Well, there's very few coaches out there that call it as it is like Bruce Pearl does.
That's right.
I mean, he said that's fair. We picked to finish sixth, and that's fair. We're a good team, but we're not a great team.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they can't be a great team. And this next stretch, I'll hope to see them get over the hump a little bit and pick up some quad one wins, which is going to only move them up the seedings as far as the NCAA tournament.
Jeff, before we let you go, I got to ask you one question. I look down this roster. Who would you name as the leader on this team? I really truly think it boils down to we got a great team, but I don't see anybody that stepped up to be the leader. You got to have a leader on a team that's going to make a run in March. You got to have somebody that's willing to get in people's face, really rally the troops. I don't see anybody in my. I want your opinion on that. Who would you list as the leader of this team?
I agree with you. I'm not going to sit here and say I think we got some cheerleaders, and I think, but I don't know if those guys are leaders, and I don't know if Auburn's got a true leader on this team. Are there guys that could potentially? I think they're going to look to Joe Broom. I think they're going to look to Jalen Williams, but I don't know if those guys are true leaders. Dylan Cardwell is probably as animated as anybody maybe other than K.D. Johnson, but I don't know if they look at those guys either. So you're right. I don't know if they have that true leader. I think at the end of the day, it's still going to come down to your guard play and how well you defend is going to determine how far you go, whether that's the remainder of the year or in the NCAA tournament.
All good points, Jeff. I totally agree. Think our defending is great. Think it'll stay there. Worried about our guard play offensively. It's mediocre at best, and I think that's maybe giving it a stretch right now.
We got to get Aiden's got to get his shot back.
Yeah, I think Aiden's not playing with a whole lot of confidence right now. I think I saw somewhere Trey Donaldson had 3 backcourts last night.
3.
Is that accurate?
3. That's correct.
That's completely unacceptable.
Now that's crazy.
And one of them, Jeff, he dribbled behind his back to backcourt.
Well, you can go weeks at a time and not see a back court, and he had 3 in one half.
3.
All right, Jeff, we got.
You can go seasons at a time, Brett.
Right.
When it's just a point guard being defended by somebody.
That's right.
No doubt. Jeff, we got to get to break. Hey, always appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. Talk to you next week.
Good luck tomorrow night, brother.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you so much. Jeff Hines there and been part of our program for a long time. Up against the break, stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.